No, 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 stop. Stop it.
Yes.
You're scaring me.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning. I know.
Hold on. I have to change the audio.
Okay. I'll chill.
Stupid.
Try it again.
Hello?
Nope, still the same. I don't know what's going on.
Am I fuzzy? Am I?
No, you're fine. I'm not. Oh, that's why. Okay, now you should be coming out of. Somehow my microphone wasn't set up for the thing that I'm talking to.
That's all good. Okay, there we go.
Hello, we fixed it.
Hello, we're back. We're
Welcome
here.
to
We're here.
the
Welcome
to the party, pal.
to the party, pal.
It's the first party of the new year.
Oh, it took us a while. It took us a little.
What the heck does your sweater say?
It's unis honest.
Unis anus.
Unis. Am I more of an unis or an anus?
You're definitely an anus.
Ah, yeah.
I got some good news. I got some bad news. The good news is I still have Corona. Not a sponsor.
You literally bought the big thing on New Year's that I almost bought, but like I shouldn't do it. Like I should have done it.
It's also here's the thing. I was just mad. It's my favorite beer, so
Oh, no.
it just happens to like be the thing. I just like the Mexican beers for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Probably just because I hate my Irish heritage. It's fine.
Oh,
The bad
no.
news is I tortured us for the first 2 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard, we're doing Twilight movies.
Whew.
I should introduce this. Welcome to the Party Pal. This is a podcast with us, the Loomer Brothers. I'm Preston Loomer.
I'm Nathan Loomer.
And we talk about movies that we tolerated over the last 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks.
I thought we should start with something kind of big. So I went, okay, what's the best worst thing we could watch? Oh, all 5 Twilight movies.
Yeah, something I had to deal with all of high school coming back to haunt me.
I was in college. I was at least out of high school in this. I think I was in high school for the first 2, and then I was out by the time Eclipse came out.
I was a sophomore when it ended, so you actually.
I only saw the first 2 in high school because I got dragged there by a girl.
And I only saw the third.
How? How do you only see the middle one?
Because people wanted to go and I got dragged to it. And I was like, okay, I'll go watch it. And I was like, I don't even. That one is the most confusing. When I watched all of them, that one doesn't link up to the other ones.
I mean, none of them do. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna go deep into 2 guys who don't really know the movies at all.
Yeah.
Basically, watching them for the first time and talking about them.
Yeah.
If you're new here, this is what we do. It's mostly very low quality, and sometimes you can hear my wife making chicken salad in the background.
And a squeaky chair.
Squeaky chair. I moved my squeaky chair. Yeah, this is mine. I got it out of the way because I was like, it's too squeaky. I'm on a less squeaky chair, but I can't swivel.
You're doing it right now. I'm seeing you do it.
Flap these floppy arms.
Just shimmy.
Always more shimmy. Yeah. Okay. So we're back. We're talking Twilight, and I think for this one we're just gonna go in order.
That's what I thought. I was like, maybe we'll compare somewhat, but
I think maybe at the end we'll talk about them all together. But for the most part, I think we should just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
So Twilight. Ooh. So I put this movie on, and I'm gonna confess something. I came up with this idea. I was either drunk or stoned. I don't remember which one. And my sister-in-law asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I told Jess her favorite movies. And she's like, oh, those are the Twilight movies. And I was like, I don't care. Give them to me.
Oh, my gosh.
I said, if you give them to me, I'll do it for our podcast.
Oh, gosh. I'm so
glad. Jess got me them for... So my wife got me them for Christmas, and I was like, well, now we have to do
it. And... the first one, I guess I'm glad I saw it. I feel like at some point I needed to, at least. It's definitely, I would say, not a good moment for Edward. Sorry. It's. I don't know what. I think this one has maybe the worst acting direction of all of them. Because
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. This one has the worst acting, but I think it also has the best cinematography. I think it actually looks the coolest.
Okay.
It makes those strong, like, everybody's going to be in, like, that weird, pale, desaturated color scheme, and it works. Robert...
The set was not there, though. There's sometimes when they're in the forest, I'm like, that looks like a set. That's not...
Yeah,
there's, like, weird leaves and stuff.
There's a couple shots where I was like, that's definitely a green screen that they're standing in front of, and there's nothing behind them.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, I applaud the casting people, though, on getting a bunch of actors who looked like they were teenagers, as opposed to, you know, you see those movies where it's like, this is a high school, and everybody looks 30.
Yeah.
You know, like Grease.
See, I think that's the unfortunate thing. Sorry, getting to the next ones already. Is that the next movies take place like in a very short timeline that took like 5 years to film. They're supposed to be the same age. Because I agree, the first one like so well cast, but unlike Harry Potter, they grow up and they don't in this. Like, so.
It's hard to make a bunch of immortals look the same age for 7 years.
Exactly.
Dog in the background.
Gosh.
I feel bad for Robert Pattinson because I think he got a bad rap doing these. Like, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff since, and he's actually, I mean, he's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
I think he and Kristen Stewart are both solid in everything that's not a Twilight movie.
Yeah.
But in this one, he just sits there looking like he's holding back diarrhea.
That's what I was like. What are they telling him to do? Like, I don't understand. I don't know if it's the shots they kept, but like it felt like he wanted another take of the part where she walks into the classroom for the first time. He's like,
I mean, his face, it looks like she just cut one right in front of that fan, and the fart just hit him all at once.
It's so uncomfortable because then he just stares at her for like a whole scene. I'm like, stop looking at her, dude. Like,
I was reading it up on it, and it's like, oh, he's so attracted to her scent. I was like, but they should have given him that. You know, when you like walk in the kitchen, you just smell bacon, and you're like, that's what it should have been. But it's not.
It's not.
I'm also gonna say at the end of this, I'm gonna give you the official Twilight Saga drinking game that my wife and I created. Mostly to get through these.
If I ever watch them again, I will.
No, this isn't for you. This is for the people who are watching the podcast. Okay. This is for mom and dad when they go watch these movies finally. This is the only one I read the book of.
Okay.
Because I worked at a bookstore when the books came out, and we were like told, you know, read the big, you know, if it's on the bestseller list for more than a month, like maybe check it out.
Yeah.
I also sold this book to a guy without telling him about the romance. I can't.
Like vampires.
He's like, what's hot right now? And I was like, that one's cool. It's got vampires. There's this like big fight scene at the end of it. Like, what's it about? I was like, it's about these vampires who like don't eat people, and then they meet this girl who's a human, and they're trying to protect her from these vampires who do eat people. Didn't mention that there was this romantic subplot at all.
Yeah.
He bought all four of them and walked out.
God.
And
they're long books. They're not little things. And
no, they're a couple hundred. They're not Harry Potter long.
There is a problem with that because I feel like some of the love, like that was really rushed. But like, oh, it's because they're trying to fit it in. Yeah. To the movie. And the book is huge.
For each of these, I'm gonna ask you this question: name one thing you liked about the movies.
About the first one.
Yeah.
I one.
What you cut?
Am I out?
You were.
Am I talking?
You're back now.
Okay. Oh dear. I think I actually liked the ending of this one from about the fight scene till the end. It's a pretty large chunk that I actually did enjoy of this one.
Yeah.
Which the beginning's a little weird, and yeah, the acting's not good. But I don't know, the prom ending, I think it has a solid ending that actually made me want to watch the next one, even though I didn't like the start of the movie.
Yeah, I think from like the baseball scene to the end is actually pretty solid.
Baseball scene is actually it's actually a work of art.
So I really like that part. I also like that the awkwardness between Bella and her dad is really like it's not in this one. It's not too over the top.
Yeah,
like it actually feels like a dad who doesn't really know how to talk to his daughter, and her being like, "Get away, Dad! I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
leave me alone."
And I like him. I love him in this series.
He's great.
He's great. Him and what's it, Carlisle?
I like Carlisle in this one. I don't like Carlisle in the rest of them.
That's a good point, actually. That was really good.
And I like Ashley Greene as Alice.
Alice
Yeah.
gets better as it goes.
She's probably the best vampire in the group who isn't Edward.
Yeah.
Joseph Quiner and I always had Team Alice shirts that we wanted to make because we were like, screw it, Bella should end up as a lesbian.
It's okay. After I want Team Jacob and Edward shirt. I want them to have a romance.
I'm gonna get to that later. Things I don't. I understand why the leads of these movies were so popular for like 5 years.
Yeah,
makes sense. I get it.
Makes sense.
These were huge. I know I said yesterday on the phone that I watched It's Always Sunny yesterday. When Edward sparkled for the first time, all I could think of was Dame Man. Wow! And then anytime a vampire sparkle for the rest of the movie, rest of the series.
Oh gosh!
I just want a compilation of that song with vampires sparkling.
Sparkles. Oh no!
And they make it like this big ridiculous, like, oh my gosh, it gives away our secret. But I'm sitting there going, how has no one figured out that these are vampires?
I know.
It's so obvious.
They look like vampires.
They're pale as shit. They don't hang out a lot of the times. They're antisocial. They're suddenly doing weird crap all the time.
Oh god, I'm gonna get into that in the second movie about the the reveal. Okay.
I will also say that the thing that cuts this the hardest is the writing, and it's because Stephanie Meyer's novels are not good.
Yes.
And the dialogue is awful. Mm-hmm. I liked one line in this movie. I actually liked the "What if I'm the bad guy" line. Mm-hmm. I think that's a solid, like, interesting, like, thought process. I don't know who said "Hang on tight, Spider Monkey" should have ever made it in this movie. That line is the stupidest line I think in any of them.
I remember, I didn't realize that on the cover of the book is the apple. I thought it was a heart for so long.
Nope, it's an apple.
Until the credits, I'm like, oh, that's the book.
Yeah, they all have the little symbols somewhere in the movie from the different book covers, which have nothing to do with the books. I should state that.
There's nothing.
Like, literally, it was a shot that they made in this movie just to be like, look, book cover. If you read it.
If you read it, it doesn't matter. It felt like he was doing the Tobey Maguire catching the food in Spider-Man 1 bit. But
that is a cover, but like a hologram.
I'm sorry, my least favorite part of this movie is the crash scene. I guess they didn't know where to film it because I guess in the book it happens in the parking lot. Yeah. But how does he speed into her? He's like, whoa! It's like it shows the car going really too fast, and all of a sudden it's like in the parking lot, like about to like slam her. I'm like, why were you driving like 100 in the parking lot? Like, there's no space.
I drove 25 in a parking lot at school one time, and I got the security guards like on my ass, sitting there, be like, "Hey man, slow down!
I gotta get to class." Like,
I was literally running late to class. It was, one of those things.
One of those things.
Gosh, yeah, but no, this. I think if you're gonna start watching them, this one won't turn you off.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be like, these aren't great, but I can see how people like them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They start okay. They get worse.
They get worse. Okay. I don't know much more I have to say on the first one.
I don't know much more to say.
I thought I'd have a lot to say about the first one.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the first one's a solid, like, middle of the road. Like, if in my ranking, it's second of
oh, really?
5. Yeah.
I think it's third for me.
Well, 2 and 3 for me are like...
Yeah.
Like, I have one that I know is definitely my favorite of the 5, and I have one I know is definitely the bottom.
Yeah.
And this one's, like, right in the middle.
I get that. I got to talk about... Were they roller skating the enemy vampires when they came in? I didn't look it up.
No, they're supposed to... I don't know what... I think it was one of those, like, conveyor belt deals.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how
they have them, like, walk on conveyor belts so it looks like they're sliding.
Okay.
I think it was just they were, like, getting dragged along in a car, probably just making walking motions. And it looks really cool.
it looks it's uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
though I'm like, why are they sliding towards them? I don't like it.
It's really different. And
Yeah.
I'll get into those guys more as
Yeah.
the movies go on, because I think this whole series is a lot of good setup with good setup, bad payoff. Like
The only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Am I
Hello. You're there. You're here.
here? Oh. Okay. Sorry. I thought I lagged out.
You're still you're being
No,
weird.
I agree with that. I think what's the name of the vampire that's in the first movie?
James.
I just like lag. I don't know. Yeah, James. He looks like Sabretooth. We call him Sabretooth the whole time, so I forgot his name.
What I love is the only two things I've seen that guy in. The only two things I've ever seen that guy are this and Easy A as the Christian kid who gets chlamydia. Because he's sleeping with a teacher. That's his only things.
God. I know. I forgot. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, same guy.
Oh God.
I also saw a tweet. I remember there was a tweet like a year ago from Anna Kendrick where she was like,
okay, so.
Say, what? Huh? What? Ooh.
No. Sorry. I was just agreeing. I just made a. Yeah.
No, I also said there was a tweet from Anna Kendrick like a year ago where she was like, "Holy shit, I was in Twilight." She's in all 5 of them. She's in all of them.
Yeah, and I was like, there she is. Oh God.
This is before she was like super famous.
I can't understand. I know Bella comes in. I can't understand the guy who likes Bella, who like Jessica likes. I'm like, why is he's not like Anna Kendrick? What is wrong with her? What is wrong with him not liking her?
Here's the other thing. This is the most unrealistic part of this. I've been the new kid in school. Nobody comes into school and is that popular that fast. Nobody's suddenly like every guy is like, dude, Bella's cool. Especially for something that awkward. The first one really tried to play up the things in the book where she's like out of touch and clumsy and kind of just off-putting.
Yeah.
And just didn't work. So I think it's smart that they dropped that later.
Yeah, I agree. There's the Kristen Stewart acting though, which is really bad at the end when she's like in the like when she's in the hospital and she just starts like doing that sound for like a minute. Like, how am I here? Like you're like, who's okay with that?
Kristen Stewart's
I know
got
she does it less.
She gets better,
but
she gets better as it goes along, and she's doing good stuff. There's stuff that she does that I actually was like, this is pretty impressive, but you wouldn't know it if you didn't know how like subtle acting works. She's very subtle, and it's hard to catch if you're not paying attention to it. So let's move on. New Moon.
Let's move on. Number 2.
New Moon, or as I call it, it just got worse as it went along.
Really, this is my favorite of the first 3.
What?
I said it.
No.
Yeah. This is the one I enjoyed the most.
Did you just like abs? I don't know Are you one of those abs guys?
I'm a Taylor Lautner guy. Is what I love Taylor Lautner.
I do love Taylor Lautner.
I'm sure that's it.
I have now. So from here on out, I kept a count at the top of my thing of shirtless Taylor Lautner moments per movie. So this one had 5.
Oh my gosh. Are you getting?
Not
too many.
And this is also the start of the Robert Pattinson definitely knows what he's in and he does not want to be there saga. Like from here on out, you can see that he's like.
I think he's better. I know. I think he's better in this one than the first one. I think he is direction.
I think he is too. I think he is too. But I just think he doesn't want to do it anymore. He's like, I got a contract. I gotta finish. Also, the makeup job. Okay. So the first one, I like the style of like everybody's kind of pale and different. This one, they all are way too tan.
Yeah.
And Robert Pattinson's face is a different color than the rest of his body.
Yes. It doesn't have much of him in this movie.
Yeah, he's gone for a lot of it.
He's gone.
Which
there are some problems I have later. Okay, maybe I'll wait till we talk about the end of the movie. There's a lot of problems at the end of the movie I have.
I do think that they did a decent job setting up why the love triangle happened.
Yes.
Like, it makes sense. Okay, so the guy she likes goes away. There's another guy who steps in to kind of be her buddy. They have a thing. And I feel like in this one, Team Jacob makes sense. I don't know if that's for all of them, but I think in this one, I get why people would have been on Team Jacob.
This is the only one where it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
And I will say, if nothing else, this gave us that great Taylor Lautner episode of Saturday Night Live, which is still, it's in my top 5 SNL episodes.
It's the best. I showed Lola the football scene with him and what's his name? Oh God, whatever. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, look up Taylor Lautner. Yeah, that's
that one, and then yeah, that one, and then what are you doing? I'm modeling it like it's a lady's watch on QVC.
QVC. Oh boy,
that one is funny, and then the one with and then him in the choir where he plays like the Russian kid.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, get down.
Oh,
Taylor Lautner should just be in more comedies because he's actually really funny.
I tell everybody, he's very funny. He should
I know a lot of people didn't like him in The Ridiculous Six, but I actually thought he was pretty funny in that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that movie's good, but I thought he was okay. He's like, what?
Shark Boy.
Everybody likes him as
Shark
Boy.
Boy.
I haven't even tried to watch the new one. I was like, he's not in it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I don't even know why we needed a reboot of.
No. I made a lot of Teen Wolf jokes throughout this movie. This is just Teen. Yeah. Like this is Teen Wolf's a better version of this story.
Yeah, I'm surprised that if they know that she knows about vampires, they know it from like the start of this. They that they don't just tell her about werewolves. Like get it out there. Like
this big secret that's not. Yeah, and especially after the cops start hunting the wolves because they're like, there's some bear out there that's just killing everybody. It's like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you come clean about the whole deal?
Come clean about it. The whole deal, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'd say I like his acting, Jacob's acting, sorry, whatever, Taylor's acting at the start of this movie. I said it gets worse when he gets his hair cut. It's like he loses his acting ability because he just has to have like.
It's like the Samson of acting.
Yeah, the Samson acting. Like he goes from like this sweet, innocent, like kind-hearted guy to this like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he gets real toxic masculinity later on.
Yeah.
I wonder how many sets of jorts the werewolves go through every month. I wonder if anyone could figure that out.
They break them so much.
I was like, man, they rip their pants all the time. I also
all the time.
I'm gonna say Alice is still my favorite vampire as of New Moon, and I forgot that Michael Sheen was in these, and I feel bad for him. Him and Dakota Fanning.
He's not doing a good job.
He's doing what he has to do.
I thought this was the worst Michael Sheen thing I've ever seen in my life. I love him. And I was like, this is not.
I saw this great meme on Twitter that showed him in this, and then him in Underworld.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw him in this, and then him in Underworld, and it said, "Get a man who can do both."
That's right.
Yeah, it just.
Oh gosh.
Here's the other problem I have is that the first one's a complete sort of roundabout story. This one doesn't feel like this one is when it does that sequel thing that the Pirates of the Caribbean movies did, where it was like, okay, now we've done one good one, now we're gonna make like 6 that all go together.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
That's the thing. It is a part of the series.
Yeah, now it feels like it's building to something else that we're not getting. And they took all these bad guys they set up in the first one, and they just kind of got rid of them.
Yeah.
They killed the black guy off. The redheaded gal is just like out there doing whatever.
Yeah.
That doesn't really play a big part in this.
It doesn't. It just kind of, there's one chase sequence. Edward leaves too fast. They should have made an extra 10 minutes with him. He just kind of decides to go at the very start. Yeah. And you're like, okay.
I wonder if that was a contract thing. I wonder if Pattinson was like, I don't want to be in this movie more than I have to be.
maybe. That's so weird. Oh god.
I also was like, here's the thing.
So,
Okay. So if I was walking in the middle of an Italian street and a man walked out and he was covered in body glitter, I don't think I'd
this
instantly
is
think he's a
literally what I was
vampire.
about to say. This is literally what I was about to say.
I don't think he'd be.
I was like, how? I was like, is the town's gonna turn and be like, huh? What is that? Like,
Yeah. Does everybody just know that vampires do that?
I guess maybe that's just in their universe. That's like in the vampire lore in this universe.
What is the lore? I want rules. Dracula at least gave us rules. Stephanie Myers, if you're watching this, we need rules.
I need some rules.
How do your vampires work?
I need to know why Alice's abilities. We know why everyone else's abilities don't work on Bella.
They explained that.
But Alice can kind of do it when nobody else can.
It's because Alice is the best.
Alice is the best. Okay,
That's
I'll leave
why.
it to that. I was like, but I don't know. Watching, I was like, how does she know she jumped off the cliff if no one else can like see what's going on?
Did you also? I don't know if you caught this. Did you see the irony of Bella having to like suck everyone's powers away power with the kid who played Leech in the X-Men 3 also in the movie?
Oh my gosh!
Right? Isn't it?
Good.
I was like, that's such a weird coincidence. I also feel like this movie like should have ended at the Volturi scene, and then it goes on for like another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, it just needs to end. It just they do these and I think they all after the first one kind of do this thing where they try to just draw out the like finale, way more than they need to. They just need to stop and move on.
No, I agree with that. Shoot. Now that I'm thinking about it, though, I can't even think about the middle chunk of this movie.
It's mostly Bella and Jacob just doing shit.
Lots of stuff.
It's like a montage of her being like sad and happy at the same time.
Yeah.
And I will say the plot of this, it feels like they took a Mad Lib and put vampire and werewolf in various spots.
Oh gosh. I think Charlie. It just keeps getting worse for Charlie, and I feel bad for him every time. Having to deal with. It's so funny because for him, he's just dealing with a daughter who's like just likes too many guys, and he's like, oh boy.
I'm gonna be honest. Forget the like Edward version of the story. I want the Charlie quartet. I want 4 movies about a dad who's exasperated because he doesn't understand why his daughter's being so rebellious.
Yeah, and he's just trying to be a cop. He's just trying to enforce the law, and he can't catch a break. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, no, New Moon started good and then it started okay and then it just got worse. Like the first half I was fine with. The second half I was like, what is going on at this point?
Yeah. Once it got to the city, that's when I started not liking this one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mythology that they didn't build into the first one that they kind of added that just felt like we need an explanation. So woo.
There you go. You have it.
They keep doing that. They do that a lot in these movies, and it doesn't. It gets worse and worse and worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go.
No, you're good. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Nah, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay, fine.
Don't put words in my mouth. Don't do this.
Unis anus.
Oh, it's Markiplier.
Is that a Markiplier sweater? I haven't watched this stuff in a while.
Yeah, it's Markiplier. Okay, whatever.
All right, it's fine. Unis anus. Or is it Son of Sunu?
I knew I shouldn't have wear it. I knew you were gonna do this. Like when you saw it, I was like, I want to show off my new jacket. I love it, and here he is.
It looks cool. I just think it has the word anus on the front of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's move on to number 3, I guess.
Let's go to the worst one in the series. This is the worst one.
This is the worst one. This one.
And here's the thing: everybody I knew told me you get to Eclipse. Eclipse is the best one, and then it gets better.
Oh, no.
And I went into this thinking that 6 shirtless Lautners.
Okay.
Which
I thought there was more in my head. I don't know.
Maybe
why.
there were more, but I counted 6. I counted at the start. If he's shirtless through a scene, I don't count it later. Yeah,
that's why. Because his scenes were long. No, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Holy crap! This one, the plot of this one is probably the worst plot of any of them.
Yes.
One, it escalates like all the way up real fast. There's an ultimatum basically saying if either you marry me or I don't turn you into a vampire, which is exactly how every great relationship starts.
Oh yeah, they stay together. They should definitely do that if they're gonna argue about that.
The continuity of this one makes no sense.
Mm-mm.
And then they replace Victoria with Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, which was weird too.
I was like, why would? I guess I read that they offered it to her in the first one. She didn't want it because it wasn't a big enough part. But because it was the main antagonist of this movie, she was fine with it.
But by then, like, screw you. You didn't want it. I don't know. There's
the plot of this one, it's like trying to do something, but it's not connected to either the plots that came before it or the plots that come after it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It felt like they were just Neanderthaling for the first hour and a half of this movie.
You mean meandering?
Meandering.
Neanderthals.
Well, that too.
Neanderthals are like cavemen.
Yeah, they were cavemen, but that's not. But
the other thing that I don't get is why suddenly are we making Jasper and Rosalie like the characters that we suddenly need to give a shit about?
Yeah,
we haven't cared about these people at all.
Mm-mm.
And then suddenly it's like, oh, she's a rape victim and he's a racist.
Yeah, I guess we do need him to understand his story for why he's able to train them.
Yeah, that part.
Train. The werewolves watch them fight. That's all the training is.
But here's what I love, is that Jackson Rathbone, gains a Texas accent the longer the movie goes along.
The movie goes on.
So this one goes on. He gains a Texas accent, and Carlisle is suddenly British.
Yes.
When he wasn't.
He was
in the first two.
It's like they gave up their personas. They're like, forget it. We can't just like stay.
Yeah. There's also a lot of racist wolf shit.
Yeah.
That I just don't get.
I don't get. I know at this point I'm like, guys, just work together. Just get along. You have to. Like.
I also hated the whole thing of like we're gonna talk about imprinting by talking about a bunch of characters that we've never met before.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know who the wolves are. Like, we didn't spend enough time with them for me to give a shit. I know you're only setting this up for something that happens in the 5th movie.
I know, and you have to spend a lot of time with the vampires in Seattle. Like they like you get what's happening. They could literally show like a second of it. You'd be like, oh, that's not good.
Like that first scene was fine, and then maybe one more in the middle just to set up like, oh, there's like some things creating vampires.
Yeah, but they keep going back to it for so long.
I will also say the Cullens look way more vampire-like in this. Like, this is the one where I was like, there's no way somebody hasn't figured out.
Their eyes are so red now. Like, their eyes always, like...
Their eyes are, like, bright. Their skin is super white. They have, like, actually have partial fangs.
Yeah. Jason Rathbone, though, is better in the Twilight series than he was in Avatar. I'll give him that.
Everyone was better in everything than they were in the Avatar movie.
The terrible Avatar.
God, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I will say my one scene that I really liked in this was the one where Jacob and Edward were just talking after Bella fell asleep in the tent.
Yeah,
I was legitimately like, this is a legitimately good moment of these two guys working through their stuff.
And that's why they should just kiss.
That's it. Was it this one I wrote? No, I think it's the next one. I wrote one of these. I was like, for a movie about sparkly vampires, this isn't gay enough.
This isn't gay enough.
No, but I was like, screw this heteronormativity.
We're the gay vampires.
I want gay vampires. Yeah. I want lesbian vampires. I want genderqueer vampires.
To be fair, I want a vampire like What We Do in the Shadows. It's just like way over the top, too much. Because what else are you gonna live for? Like that's what you get to the point too.
Jess made some joke. He's like, I want a movie where they like have vampires who are bad at technology, and I was like, they do. It's called What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes, great. Although there's a rule that they take photos of vampires. I always thought that rule was weird. I think it should work like mirrors.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole different. I don't remember the rule behind it.
Okay. I don't know
the mirror one makes no sense. It's something to do with like the soul and being able to see. I wrote at one point that I thought Taylor Lautner was actually doing a really terrible job in this, but then I realized they just kept giving him bad dialogue.
Yep.
Because when they finally gave him a good monologue, it was like decent.
Yeah. I really feel bad for him. I think Taylor Lautner is a really good actor.
Yeah. I also don't get why anyone ever had the love triangle aspect, aside from New Moon. Like, once she's back with Edward, I was like, at this point, he's being a really genuinely good guy, and Jacob's an ass.
Yeah, exactly.
And that never changes. That dynamic never fixes itself. So I'm going to come out and say I am Team Edward.
Yes.
If I had to choose.
It's so funny because that's exactly what I think I said to Lola. I was like, yeah, I'm team. I was like, I'm Team Edward. Oh wait, I see Team Jacob now, and I was like, and immediately I was like, no, it's over. I think it was once he picked up the phone and told Edward she was dead. I'm like, and he's done. He is done. He is.
Yep, he's out. I'm definitely Team Alice if I had to choose any of them.
Team Alice, yeah. Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's write that version.
Let's write that. I'm Team Carl though.
Team Carl.
Sorry, Team Charlie. I don't know why I said Carl.
No, the team. You can't say Team Charlie. That's incest, man. The team is just who Bella ends up with.
Oh, who Bella ends up with? Oh god.
Not Charlie. Definitely not Charlie. It's Team Alice. I am Team Charlie needs better stuff to do than this shit.
I think he's a precious little man. I don't know what to do with it. I'm sorry, we gotta get back to the third movie.
If anyone out there writes fan fiction, can you please write a Twilight fanfic for us of Charlie just doing his thing?
Doing his thing, living his life.
Charlie's bad day. Charlie's horrible, no good, very bad day.
Yeah. And then, so there's the scene where she goes to visit her mother, which is really sweet. Like, oh, this is so nice. Until you realize the vampires just lied to her. You're like, oh, she didn't think, she thought her mom was gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, they're not gonna, or they're gonna turn her. They're not gonna turn her.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
This is sweet. This is the thing. If they keep setting up these nice moments, that don't pay off later.
They don't pay off. I'm like, okay.
This is the thing I've learned with a lot of bad movies. If you're gonna set something up, you gotta pay it off.
Yes.
Later, and it just doesn't make sense when they don't.
Yeah. Oh god.
And then at the end of it, the proposal was awkward.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing. Awkward. I'm also sitting there going, didn't they graduate from high school like an hour before this movie started?
Yep.
If my daughter came home and was like, I'm 18 and I'm marrying this guy, and then pointed to the pale ass boyfriend of hers,
I wished. I think that's why I wish that they gave this time. Stephanie gave this book series a better timeline, because the first book is good, and then it skips a year. Like, okay, a year, we haven't seen them, and then it's like a week. Like, it's just like it's so quick. They all stick together.
Yeah, I think of the 3 teen movie series that I've seen all the way through, this one has the worst understanding of pacing.
Pacing's bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oh, that's the third movie.
That's the third one. And now on to my least favorite convention from teen dramas, the 2-part final book.
2-part final. Oh, God.
So I know, okay, so the reason they did this is because Harry Potter did it, because that book is humongous.
Yes.
And then both of them made like $1 billion.
Yeah.
And so all the other teen author companies that were doing movies went, well, if we split them, we can make more money.
Oh.
And satisfy the fans. And then they've all been terrible.
They've all been terrible. And Harry Potter's the only one that earned it. It's the only one, like, it needed 2 movies.
This one did okay. I think this one could have been fine if it had split the pairing up differently.
Yeah, that's true.
First off, this has the lowest Lautner shirtless count since the first movie. One time at the beginning. They only show him at the beginning because he's pissed off that she's getting married. Nathan's out. He's gone. He's done. We're finished.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back to the party, pal.
Gotta go party. I'm back. I'm sorry. I got mad about shirts.
I also about 3 times wrote our Pats is done with this shit. Robert Patton done with this shit.
I think that's the saddest part is that these are the better movies, and you can just know. You just look at his eyes; he is like soulless. I
think Stewart's also not 100% in it, and those romance scenes, they're not there.
Oh, yeah, and I wonder if that's to do with the real life breakup as well. They not want to like they're signed to a contract, but they probably just hate each other by then.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This movie has 5 montages set to music. This has more montages than a fucking Rocky movie.
Ah.
There's the pre-wedding montage, the pre-sex montage, the sex montage, the vacation after the sex montage, the second sex montage. Like, they just keep doing
Oh my god.
poppy musical montages. And I looked up, this is Bill Condon. This is like a guy who actually knows how to direct.
Oh, are they all different directors?
Yeah, except for the last two are the same guy, and then
Okay.
the other ones are all different people.
That makes sense why they seem so different. I can actually get that now. Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing that the Potter series got right, is they did that for a bit, and then they finally, I think at the fourth one, just said, we're just going to stick with the same guy through the rest of these.
It's just good. Oh god, no, we just need a movie that's only montages. We just need like 2 hours of just
Just
going. Yeah. Like, what do they really do? Oh gosh.
It's montage. It's like a musical, but instead of musical numbers, it's like, hey guys, have you seen my new guitar? Yeah, show it off. And then it's just a montage of him playing the guitar in various places.
Going, oh my gosh, it's original viral YouTube.
All right, I'm gonna ask a logistics question. If you don't know the answer to it, that's okay. Why, if you're a vampire, would you honeymoon on a tropical island?
There's so many times where like it's sunny and I'm like,
and he's like sitting in the tent like, I can't go out in the sun, people might see me. And it's like, why would you go here?
Yeah, you should have gone somewhere else. Oh god, it's terrible. I don't know.
I will also give props to the makeup team. Kristen Stewart legit looks like she's dying through the second half of this movie.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, that was solid. The plot of this movie is very simple. They get married, they have sex, she gets pregnant, she dies.
That's basically it.
That's
all I wrote. That's all I wrote afterwards. Like, that was short.
That's
like,
literally, because I think that's the first half of Breaking Dawn. Is
Yeah.
She has a baby who is a half vampire, half human thing.
Oh god, we gotta talk about that baby. We gotta talk about that baby.
Oh, the baby. We'll get to the baby. Baby comes out in 4. Baby's great in 4. I will say a few things. I think that the wolves now, I figured out they wear magic clothes. Because they turn into wolves, they run off into the forest, they come out of the forest, and they're still clothed.
Okay.
I said it's either that, or the wolves have instinctively set up clothing spots around the woods. They just have their trees where they go, if you ever wolf out and you get stuck without clothes, this is your tree. Find your tree and you can turn it and you can put your clothes back on.
Oh my gosh.
And I hate the psychic wolf scenes.
Yeah.
Mostly because they don't do them in the first 2. So why all of a sudden is it like, why do we need to know the dialogue?
There's so much of that in the series, though. I'm like, why are we doing this? We don't need. I hate the narration over most of the movies. I think it like kills my mood. I'm like, I know what she's thinking. I'm watching the movie.
It's because it's in the book, because they're trying to like do
awful.
This is also very, very thinly veiled anti-abortion metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is, and it makes sense because Stephanie Myers is a Mormon, so
yeah, I get it.
She's clearly an anti-abortion person. But like, it wasn't even trying to hide it. It was like, she's having the baby. I will fight you if she has to get rid of the baby.
And I'm sorry. I was like, if you just get rid of the baby, I'm sorry. It's so simple.
Here's the thing. Would you rather have to get rid of the baby or force your kid to have the name Renesmee for the rest of their life?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, they said it. I was like, how many takes did it take for her to get through that with a straight face?
I'm trying.
Come on.
What is it a combination of? It's Edward's
it's
mother.
It's Renee and Esme.
It's
just their moms.
Oh, it's both their moms. I was literally sitting there like, what do they mean? Like trying to like combine the names together.
So it's Bella's mom's name is Renee and Edward's mom's name is Esme. So they went with Renesmee.
That's terrible. It's so.
It's oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not that. If that doesn't give away your kid is evil or a vampire person. Like.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
And then they get to the ending with the imprinting, which they set up in the last movie. So, so it's like, why did we set it up in Eclipse when we're not going to pay it off for a whole movie?
I feel like she meant to put it in the first book. Like, oopsie, I should have put that in earlier. I'll just put it somewhere.
I think she made it up in 3. I think she was like, I gotta.
You're right.
But suddenly, Taylor Lautner's a pedophile.
A pedophile. Wait.
Which I'll get in the fourth one. In the last movie, Bella's reaction to it is exactly what I think. It's the most honest moment in the whole series.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's creepy. It's weird.
This one introduces a bunch of family members of the Cullens that we haven't seen before, just to set up a single plot point in the fifth movie.
Yes, as it does.
And oh my god, they do like this bad noir parody for the wedding and all this crap, and it just, I feel like this one just didn't know what the tone of these was supposed to be.
No, and that's the thing also with too many characters though, is that like I tried to memorize all the characters' names. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna get them, and then like when they came, I was like, I don't remember any of them.
Yeah, I remembered Irina because they talked about her a couple times.
Okay.
And then all the Cullens, obviously, because they're always there.
Yeah. But
also the blood milkshake was my favorite. I want blood shakes.
Blood shake.
Blood shake.
I know. I thought I should be drinking a Bloody Mary while I was watching this, but I hate Bloody Marys. So
you could have had. I'm trying to think what you could have had that would look similar.
I ended up just going with the old reliable amaretto. So
amaretto's good. I actually didn't drink through these because I didn't want to like get so buzzed out that I just stopped paying attention because that's happened before.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, I was like, they should have made a Bloody Mary. But then I guess the teenagers are the core audience. This is the problem with a teen vampire book. You can't do drinks based on the thing. Guys, come on. Marketing.
Marketing.
Hire us. We'd be geniuses. We'd help you.
Got this.
Turn your shit into better stuff.
Ant-Man, edible ants. We'll sell them in the movie theater with the movie.
All ants are edible.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Oh, don't. They're gonna get back. Okay.
Yeah. No, and then the credits hit, and I was like, why do these credits feel like a teen comedy?
Yeah. Oh, this is the one. This is the one where I closed the credits because they've never done anything, and I had to go back because I was like, oh, there's an after credit scene or a post credit scene.
There's like a mid, yeah.
So I was like, oh crap, and I like stopped the movie I was watching, go back. Like okay, now I know though already. So.
That was the reason that I saw Iron Man twice. Well, the first time because I saw it in theaters and then I like left and then heard that there was an after credit scene with Nick Fury and was like, I gotta see it again. And then I saw it like 4 more times.
Yeah, that's worth it. Iron Man 1's amazing.
Iron Man 1. We're not talking about that though. We're talking about Breaking Dawn.
I was gonna start going off about it.
Let's talk about Iron Man.
We talk about Iron Man all of a sudden.
We can talk about Batman. Does anyone else see the irony of a guy who played a vampire for 5 movies suddenly becoming Batman?
Oh, it's good. It's gonna be so good.
I'm
really excited.
I just watched the movie. He was in this morning. It was pretty good. Good Time by the Safdie brothers. If you've seen Uncut Gems, this is their movie they did before Uncut Gems.
Got it. The only thing I've seen him in is Water for Elephants, I think, which I still loved.
You saw The Lighthouse?
I saw The Lighthouse.
You saw The Lighthouse?
I'm a lie. I don't know why. He just seems like a hobo in that. It wasn't him.
That's because he's a good actor.
He's a good actor. Oh, gosh.
Anyone who always goes, Robert Pattinson's a crap actor, I go, name one thing you've seen that wasn't Twilight. And then they're always like, and I go, exactly.
Yeah, nothing.
If you can't name one, you're wrong.
You're wrong. I'm sorry. I know we're getting off subject. This is because this movie doesn't have much. This is the one I didn't. Yeah.
This one, here's my thing. This one came in third for me. Okay. So because it doesn't have enough for me to hate it, but it has more than enough. It doesn't have enough for me to hate it, but it also doesn't have enough for me to like it.
Yeah.
It's not New Moon Eclipse bad, but it's also not Twilight and Breaking Dawn Part 2 good.
I'm trying to come up with my order. I think this is my number 3. It might be my number 4 though, because I do like. I don't know why I like the second movie so much.
I don't either.
I think I was just into it at that point.
When we saw that one in theaters, that was when I was with Stacy, and she she turned to everybody and was like, "Wasn't that great?" And all of us were like, "No." Nobody thought that was a good movie.
I guess I was cracking jokes, and back then, I don't know. I have such a respect for Taylor Lautner now that coming back to it, I'm like, I feel bad for them.
I do feel bad for him, and he hasn't done anything in like 3 years. So
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy. We need to get him back. If you're out there, Hollywood, and you give a crap about our opinions, put Taylor Lautner in something.
Something in things. I want him.
Make him a thing, even if it's just a commercial for gum.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, this one doesn't have the bad CGI baby. This one has like an
No, that's 4. 4 has the bad
This
CGI
has-
baby.
This has an okay.
This one has the first of the CGI baby moments that would.
Yes. I think
I think of all the choices. I'm just gonna jump. I'm just gonna start blending part 2 into this.
yes, just do it.
Of all the choices these movies made, the CGI baby was my least favorite one. So what they do, for anyone who hasn't seen them, they take the actress because Renesmee, because of her half vampire, half human heritage, she ages really quickly.
Yeah.
So in like a month, she's like 7. And so they do this thing where instead of just using different kids, they have the actress who plays her at the oldest that we see her CG. Well, not the oldest that we see her. The most that we see her for the most of the movie.
Most of the movie.
They CGI that girl either backwards or forwards, depending on who. And they still had to cast body doubles for all the other versions, but they've got this like grotesque CGI face. I said it looks worse than the freaking baby in American Sniper.
Oh, see, it's funny. I was gonna bring that up. I have my bad baby like fucking list now, and that the American Sniper one still is my top. I think because I saw it in theaters, and I was like, "What is that? What is that?"
It's a serious drama. He's got this doll, and he's like
Doll.
twinkling the arm to make
He's
it go.
trying to get it to move. I feel props on him for trying.
I will say that's the only problem I have with that movie, though.
Yeah. No, it's a good movie, but that one moment I was like, I remember I think I was in the theater of Isaiah, and I turned to him like, what is that? What is that? Why is there a baby? That's not a baby. Hollywood, get your babies correct.
But I will say, the moment where Bella learns that Jacob is imprinted on Renesmee.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't think that Kristen Stewart has an an ability to express herself beyond monotone, watch that scene, because that's great.
Yes.
And I was like, I turned to my wife, I was like, this isn't even, I think if anybody had found out that their best friend suddenly had a crush on their baby, this is exactly what they do.
Yeah.
I also just love that you named my baby after the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's a weird, I don't know what Stephanie, like, what, she's like, I just have an idea. Like, I had to write down, like, Jacob now in love with the baby. I don't know where that comes from.
I don't know where that came from. I have no, maybe she thought, like, maybe she put somewhere in her head, like, oh, well, it's going to be like an adult in 2 years anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And it was like, no.
That's not how time works.
Still weird.
It's not.
Also, like, how do you explain that relationship when he's 90 and she still looks like she's 15?
Yep, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I did like the, like, Bella suddenly, like, learning how to vampire sequence. I thought that was really cool.
Really good.
And I think my favorite, I mean, I said this throughout all of them, I think the best scenes in any of these movies are the ones where the 3 leads are on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. They're really good in this, especially this one. This one's really consistent.
Yeah, this one actually worked really well, and I wish that the rest of them had been like this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's amazing. Like,
no.
This is like a Half-Blood Prince good.
Yeah.
Which is my least favorite Potter.
That's it.
Yeah. Like,
this
is the best Twilight is still worse than the worst Potter.
Yes.
This is Mockingjay Part 2 good.
Oh, God. I won't get into that. I hate Mockingjay Part 2. Oh.
There's a lot of Hunger. I like parts of Hunger Games. I don't like other parts of Hunger Games.
Yeah. Someday
this is the one. This is the one I said these movies aren't gay enough.
This is the one? Oh, God.
Well, it's because when everybody came out and they had like 300 vampires and they all have their mate and they're all heteronormative couples, I was like, there's got to be one of these guys is gay. Somebody's gay out there. Come on.
Come on.
And then I thought, come on, Mormons. They're real.
They're real.
Mormons are the one people that I think when they say they don't believe in homosexuality, they mean they don't believe they exist.
Well, don't they exist now? Didn't they change the rules?
I think they did. No, the Pope. It was the Pope. It's Catholics.
The Pope. Oh, dang it.
This one also has a Wilhelm scream, which made me very happy.
Yeah, there's one in the...
It's in the fight scene at the end.
There's one in the movie theater scene, the second one.
Oh, yeah, that one too. Yeah.
So we get 2 Wilhelm screams.
Yeah. I made a lot of Taken jokes about Maggie Grace's Arena because she's the daughter in Taken.
Yeah.
Most useless character comes in, causes trouble, gets murdered, end of story.
Yeah, also useless and Taken. so just her whole job.
This is also the only one I felt like that. This is the first one I felt like Bella and Edward actually like made sense as a couple.
Finally.
They finally felt like they liked each other.
Did it?
And maybe that was Pattinson not playing the like I have to like not eat you face for the first time.
Yeah, that's a good.
But the other thing that I wish they had done, I'll say this. I didn't like Michael Sheen in 2. I liked him in this. I think he's still crazy.
Yeah.
But it works more. And it makes sense to me that the Volturi being like super old vampires are way out of touch with like how to talk to people. Yeah. It's like, hello, this is how we talk now. But I also hate that they introduce us to like 15 really cool characters in the span of 10 minutes, and then we don't really do anything else with them except for a fight scene that doesn't actually happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, this would be good if these characters had been showing up from the first book. Yeah. Like if we'd started seeing like, them. It's that moment in it's the Avengers Endgame moment where they get to the battlefield and then Falcon flies out and says on your left, and then we see everybody we've seen from like every one of these movies, it's because that's how you do it, is you don't just introduce everyone all at the last minute for an epic fight. You got to have them show up.
No, and this is it's funny, we add new characters. We can also cut the high school kids now. No, we could cut them after the 3rd movie. We're done with them.
But we didn't.
We didn't.
They're still in it for some reason. Yeah.
Oh god.
But and the other thing, I was like, this would be a dope superhero type franchise with like the vampires all have different powers. Yeah. It's like Vampire X-Men.
Yeah, I thought that. Oh god.
With Rami Malek as the Avatar. He is. He's the Avatar.
Oh my gosh.
This is okay. So I had some logical moments where I was like, hold, because the strategy behind this battle, it makes no sense. And I know that the battle doesn't actually happen. Which I like that they were like, because Jess is like, wait, this is different than the books, because they said in the book it just like cuts. There's like no fight, and I was like, I like that they gave us a fight and then justified why the fight doesn't happen through Alice.
Okay, that's right.
That's right, because Alice sees the future, and then Aro sees the future through Alice, and then they cut back to like the present, where it's like, oh, that's what's gonna happen if you try to kill this child.
Yes.
If you don't, everybody walks away and we're fine.
Yeah.
But first point of order. Dakota Fanning has the ability to make everyone feel horrible pain by looking at them.
Yes.
How is that not the first person you go after as a group?
As a group.
Secondly, you have a vampire who can create fire.
The thing that kills you. Yeah.
The one of the 2 things that kills vampires. How is that guy not just done in 2 minutes? Just like, bam, spark, everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
We all go home.
I guess, man, oh god, that's what we should make the vampire ability in Twilight tier list. We rank.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Who has what?
I'd have to go look and remind myself. The other one, this is the other one that I didn't get, is Jasper has the ability to make people feel emotions.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he just make everyone real depressed? You know that like I don't want to get out of bed depression.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was
like, bam, and he's just like, I'm not feeling like fighting, guys.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
It's cool.
I don't have the energy for this.
I think what's it called? Michael Sheen's vampire has like the worst ability.
I can see what you've seen if I touch you.
If I touch you, if I get close enough, like
No, Renesmee has the worst because she has the opposit of that.
that's right.
Which is the I can show you what I've seen if you touch me.
God, oof.
I think if I had to rank, I think being able to create fire might be the number one. Followed by Pain Girl.
Yeah.
And then whatever Ghost Hands Boy can do.
Oh boy. I'm gonna say it. Mind reading as a vampire, not that important.
Mind reading not cool. The shield thing's okay, but it only works if you have other vampires. Like Bella's real useless if she's fighting anything else.
Anything else.
And Alice's power is cool in a sort of, well,
it's not.
It depends.
I know.
Here's the interesting thing is Alice has a cool kind of psychic future telling where she can change it versus the like I see the future and it still happens that way no matter what I do to stop it kind of.
Yeah. That is good.
Yeah.
Because that would suck. That would ruin
Yeah. The worst power really is the Colossus vampire who's just really strong.
It's really strong.
It's like you're already really strong.
Yeah, you just got more strong.
You're just more strong.
Oh gosh.
I feel like Stephanie Meyer opened an X-Men comic and just said, "These are the things we're going to do today."
It's the one, yeah.
And then didn't really like think about anything beyond. It'll be cool to have a moment where a vampire, and they have like some of them, like the Shocking Girl's cool, kind of. I don't know what Lee Pace does. I wish they gave us more Lee Pace.
They don't give us a lot of details about some of their abilities. I'm like, I want to know.
I liked Lee Pace's character. I was like, I want this vampire.
Yeah,
that guy's thing. Much. All right, we need a Charlie book and we need a Lee Pace vampire book. And I want I'll take a Rami Malek vampire book.
Yeah, I'll take a Rami Malek. Yeah. I'll take Rami Malek. I'll just.
And then they do at the end of this whole thing the Harry Potter Avengers Lord of the Rings credit sequence. Like, this movie's earned it. Like, this is the saga that everybody's like, oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, I remember Werewolf number 4. Because it's not like we got 6 bad Native American stereotypes that all look the same.
I know. Oh, could not keep track of them. I'm really.
These movies are okay. I know we didn't talk about it. These movies are incredibly racist towards Native Americans. Holy crap!
Yeah,
like the stuff they make Native Americans do, it's awful.
And the guy they cast like the pack leader, like the one who's in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
he's like the man. He's the go-to Indian actor. I've seen him in so much.
Yeah, they have like all of them. They have like every go-to Native American performer in this one.
Oh my gosh. So
much so that one of the guys who played one of the wolves ended up playing the Native American X-Men character in Days of Future Past a couple years after these came out. Yeah. Like the guys who always, you're like, we need a Native American. Well, we've got 6 guys.
6 guys.
Do you need a young one or an old one? We need one in the middle. Oh, in the middle. Oh, we got to get the appendix out. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And then when the Brazilian half breed came out, I turned to Jess. I was like, "That dude's 3." That's what they didn't tell you. That guy's not that old.
Oh my gosh! I wish that they had the little vampires. I wish at some point a child came out of that kind of stuff.
Oh man, yeah. The immortal children thing was kind of interesting, and I understood that part of it. Like the you can't control kids, so they're dangerous because they're going to expose us.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like there were things, I think this is the biggest thing with these is they had a lot of good ideas that they didn't do well.
Yes. Stephanie Myers just doesn't know. She should have it more planned out. That's all. If it was more.
And I think the first one was like a sex dream or something that she turned into a novel.
Yeah.
Which then got turned into a fan fiction into 50 Shades of Grey.
That's what we're watching next week. Okay, can I tell a story? I don't know if Rex is gonna watch this podcast.
Oh god, tell me the Rex story.
Because I've only seen the end of the first one, like the last 20 minutes.
Okay.
Because Rex was watching it with some other, I think it was just some other friend, and I came in, and there's like they're up in the building, and there's like a shot of what's Seattle, and Rex was living there at the time. He's like, isn't it so beautiful? Seattle looks amazing. And then as soon as the movie ends, it's like first credits like, thank you like Chicago for letting us film there. It's like was like, "That's not Seattle, you liar."
That's like, I mean, that's a lot of Washington. I don't know if you've seen movies set in like any part of Washington.
Yeah.
So have you seen Tag?
I have seen Tag, yeah.
Tag. They set it in Spokane. It doesn't look like Spokane.
Doesn't look like
There's
Spokane.
never one scene that looks like Spokane. And then there's
No.
I just saw Run with
Yeah.
Sarah Paulson. It's set in Pasco, Washington. If you've ever been to Pasco, it's not Pasco.
It's desert. It's
Like this looks like middle of like freaking Wyoming.
yeah.
I was like, that's not what Eastern Washington looks like.
The only
So-
movie that looks like Spokane is the only one that was filmed there that I know of.
So Benny and June.
No, it's was it Knights of
Knights of Bed Aston.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
the
Knights of
only
Bed
one.
Aston was filmed here too.
Yeah.
There are a few movies that were filmed here.
I mean, that's actually something about Twilight I didn't bring up. This does look like Washington.
It
I
looks
bet
like
they
Seattle.
they looked like they filmed in Forks, Washington.
Well, I think they filmed in Victoria, BC,
Okay.
which is close.
It's close. It's up in that eastern.
Yeah, but they got it close enough that like
Western
pine trees.
Yeah,
Here's
pine
the
trees.
deal. Here's the deal, Hollywood. If you're listening, because we know you pay so much attention to our podcast. If you're filming in Eastern Washington, it's a desert.
It's a desert.
Occasional pine trees. It doesn't rain that much.
No.
If you're filming in Western Washington, pine trees, rivers.
Yeah.
That's the nice half of the state.
I guess it's like a year ago, before I went to Bellingham, I wouldn't have believed that it's like foggy, cloudy all the time. And then I went to Bellingham, and every day I was like, "Oh my god, where's the sun?" Like,
Yeah,
like,
I've been fortunate. Like every time I go to Seattle, it's really nice.
that's so weird.
Oh, we got a werewolf.
Oh, he's there.
Come here, Bubba.
Welcome back. He looked nervous. Hello, buddy. Hello, I'm right here.
Oh,
Hello.
he can't hear you. I have headphones in.
Oh, what am I dumb? Am I?
This is our wolf.
Okay. He's looking for something.
He just came to say hi. Oh, he smells bacon.
Oh,
Jess is cooking bacon.
nice. Oh,
Yeah. So that was Twilight. This is the. So I would say these are the worst vampire movies we watched. I don't know if I'd rank them all below the Draculas that we watched.
I really don't like the original, like the known Dracula. I don't know what. I think it's more of a mess than this. I enjoy it for nostalgia. But
Yeah. I'm trying to think what my favorite. I'm trying to think what the best vampire movie I've ever seen was. It might be Blade.
Maybe Blade. I love Blade.
Blade's pretty good. Oh, gosh. I know
What We
there's
Do in
one
the
out there.
Shadows, But
What we do in the
that's a cop-out.
shadows.
That's a cop out. It's not like I'm talking like a serious vampire movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that's got a lot of good. Van Helsing's actually not bad.
There it is.
Um,
Let's say Bram Stoker's. We watched that.
Bram Stoker's was okay. I think I like the original better than that one.
Man, we have watched so many vampire
Watched
movies.
so many
podcasts.
vampire
I
movies.
did not realize we watched like.
I
4
think the
different
only ones we
series.
haven't watched are 30 Days of Night, Blade,
Let the Right Ones In. Which
Let
I
the
wanna
Right
see
Ones
so
In.
late.
and then there's a couple other ones.
There's a couple of them, but.
Yeah. There's that one where they're like running out of humans to eat.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so vampires are cool.
Vampires are cool. You know what else is cool?
What?
What we're doing next.
What are we doing next? I'm very excited.
You said it. You set it up.
You want me to what? Can I say it?
You can say it. I don't care.
We're going to watch movies with the best fictional presidents, U.S. presidents.
Yeah.
And
I wish we'd done it earlier so we could get it out for the
I know.
inauguration. But
inauguration, we should have.
well, this one's probably going to come out on the inauguration. So this is for anyone out there who doesn't want to watch Biden get inaugurated. Watch this instead.
Watch out! Watch movies.
If you've already gotten this far, I don't know why I'm advertising it yet.
Yeah, please watch it. They skip to the end, like, oh, I will watch it. Actually, I'll go back.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think it's I think you get to kick the new year off with the
shoot.
bad movie
I have
line.
where's the vampire quote? It's from Bram Stoker's. It's relevant to this movie. I can't remember. I don't know how he says it.
Just do it.
There is so much to be learned from Beast. My God.
There's so much to be learned from Beast.
Beast. That's what these movies taught me.
That's it. That's all we learned. Cool.